Successfully landed on the moon 2 weeks ago. Okay, this was 3D printed in my 3D printer, so feel it. That's tactile learning. Okay, blind people, visually impaired, can learn, and so on. Then it's got the name of it in here. Okay, so here's some more, and if you look at these are made by in France, so it's what we call a classic education. They have the name on here in French, English, Latin, okay, and I think Braille. This is a book that we have for Braille for blind people. One of them is Christmas Carols in Braille. And we teach how to play 10 or 12 Christmas carols. I just printed this out the other day. This is Silent Night in Braille. So they have these 3D printers here, so most of this you can learn how to do. The other thing is what we're here, this is brand new in the world of 3D printing. These are called, they've been around for a while. I'm German, so the German beer mugs from the Steins. Look in the bottom of them, you'll see King Ludwig, or you'll see somebody, sometimes a pretty girl. But anyway, they're called lithophanes, which means they're pictures and they're backlit. This happens to be me. Okay. So these are the three things that we're going to talk about out there. Okay. If you look at that sheet of paper, you got that paper? Okay. Up at the top, see if you can find Bode's Galaxy, B-O-D-I-E-S. Right next to Bode's Galaxy is Cigar Galaxy. This is Messier number 81 and 82. Okay. Then this one has to be down at the bottom of it. That's called an Owl Galaxy because it looks like an owl. Okay. So if you're doing a Messier there, you have to know where they're going to be. Now the reason you're here is because March 21st is the best time of the year when you can see 110 of those guys in the sky during one night. The next time is September. The rest of the time it comes down to maybe 50. But we're not ready for any more than 10 anyway, even if it was good skies. Any questions on that? This is lithophane. Yeah.
What type of galaxy is
that? I keep closing this thing up. Go ahead.
What type of galaxy is this one?
Okay.
This one.
A galaxy is a bunch of stars. Okay, in this book, if you want to look it up, I am not really sure I can answer this question, but I do know the basic answer. The basic category is spiral. It's like a pinwheel. Okay, you put a wheel on, when I was young, on a thing, and it goes around and fireworks come off, and they call it a pinwheel. So it's a spiral. There's about 12 different kinds of spiral galaxies. So this is a nebula. A nebula is gas in the sky, hydrogen and helium up in the sky, and it makes these beautiful colors. If you look in the book, these things here are absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so when you see them in the sky and you can't see them with your eye, at least to me, it tells me that there is a God somewhere. Okay. No, this could not happen by accident. Our universe is just, and the other thing is we have to realize how little we are in the universe. We are the Earth. We're a planet of the sun. There's 9 of us. And then around us goes the moon. We're part of Milky Way. Have you ever seen the Milky Way? Anybody? Put your hand up. Good. Everybody should see the Milky Way at least once. It's unbelievable. You lay on your back during the hot summer, look up at the sky, and you'll see billions of stars. Not millions, but billions and trillions. It's called the Milky Way because it looks like milk flowing a bit. but it's a spiral galaxy, so he knows a little bit of what we're talking about. A nebula is all stars start and die, and during that period of time they are formed, and that's where the hydrogen comes in. Pretty soon it's spinning around so fast it's like an atomic bomb. All of a sudden now something says let's get together, and you've got a star. Star lasts for a certain period of time, and then it's going to die, and it becomes another just gas in the sky. So, okay, any questions? I want you to touch these. I want you to see what tactile learning is. So you need to try it and see. You can increase your knowledge. Our learning system teaches what we call multi-sensory. 92% of your learning comes from your eye. Then it comes from your ear. And then we go on from there. Okay? Muscle power and so on. Tactile, for playing the violin. Does anybody know, can you play the violin in space?
That's for blind.
Anybody answer? Can you play the violin in space?
Are you blind?
You can't. There is no sound in space. There is no sound in
Are
space.
my eyes?
Sound, radio waves, yes. On up. No sound. Therefore, you will not hear anything once you go to space. Therefore, you can't play the violin and hear it unless you start using what we call electronic music. I was going to teach that here a couple of weeks ago, nobody showed up. But anyway, electronic music has been around since 1982, and we teach a lot of that. So, any questions before we go outside? Okay, now look at your sheet of paper. Look up at the top there, find Bodies. Okay. Find cigar right next to it. So in a telescope, if you could see them tonight, you'll see them both probably in one. And then as you go around it, which we will do, if we ever can do it here in a good sky, down at the bottom is the Owl Nebula. Anybody here do photography? Okay. Well, I did photography since 1952, so now we're into drones photography. These cameras are unbelievable. And now we're into astrophotography with these small telescopes. So let's go outside, take a look there.